the scribes and the Pharisees brought a woman who had been caught in adultery and made her stand in the middle. They said to him, "Teacher, this woman was caught in the very act of committing adultery. Now in the law, Moses commanded us to stone such women. And so she's guilty. Neither Jesus nor her is suggesting otherwise. And it's also true that according to the law, she deserves death." And they're asking, do we have the right to throw the stone? And many times we can humiliate people, as this woman is being humiliated, for the same reason that they break a law. And so we want to throw the stone, that your spouse was selfish, or your child was rebellious, or your boss was proud. They broke the law, and it's wrong. It's wrong because you should be loving. You should take the last place. You should listen. And so, can we throw the stone? Can we punish them so that they suffer a little bit because they did do wrong? How do we throw stones? Kind of a snarky response. Kind of don't talk to them. Make them suffer a little bit for the wrong that they did. We don't help them out. We talk bad about them behind their back. There's many ways that we throw stones. And for the same reason. They did do something wrong. He did tell a lie. So I have a right to throw a stone. Many times we don't even, at least they say to Jesus, "What do you say?" Many times we just throw the stone. What'd you do that for? They told a lie. He was proud. He was selfish. She didn't listen to me. And so we just throw the stones. Throw the stones at everybody. And so this gospel invites us to, as they ask Jesus, "What do you say?" The person's guilty. They've done wrong. And they shouldn't do that. And they should be punished. Can I throw the stone? And Jesus bent down and began to write on the ground with his finger. And we don't know what he wrote, but we do know that committing adultery, it is something horrible to destroy a marriage, to destroy a family, because marriage is something sacred, it's something holy. It's a place where we can see God's love for the church. Jesus is giving his life for his bride, becoming one with her, giving his life, giving his blood, donating himself. This is the love of God, this self-donation, and the two become one. So this love that God has for the church, this donation, is what we see in a Christian marriage. And so that's why it's something faithful. It's something until death. It's something that's greater and stronger than all things. And so somehow to break this is something serious. Because God does desire this spousal relationship with each one of us. And it's how he has been with us. He's been faithful to us. He's been loving us. He's been blessing us. He desires to be one with us. And in response to his constant, faithful, generous love for us, instead of being faithful and looking for life only in him, instead of being faithful and looking to be one only with him, we have looked for false lovers to unite ourselves with others who aren't God, whether it's money or power or success or pleasure or affections or even another person. We've given ourselves to others, seeking to be one with others, looking for life, looking for happiness, looking for pleasure in others, and not being faithful, constant to God as he is with us. Which is to say that this woman caught in the very act of committing adultery is each one of us. Each one of us. We're the ones that haven't been faithful. And so now we're the ones in the middle, with people surrounding us, with stones in their hand. And this woman recognizes it's true. Hopefully, we can also recognize it's true. I've been caught. I haven't been faithful as I ought to have been. I was deceived. I was allured by other false lovers. But we hear Jesus saying, "Let the one among you who is without sin be the first to throw a stone at her." And Jesus is the one without sin. He's the one that can stone us rightly, justly, fairly. But he says, "I do not condemn you. Go, and from now on, do not sin anymore." And so we hear the stones dropping. We're alone with Jesus, and we hear these words. And we recognize how great is his love for us, how faithful he is with us, how merciful he is with us. And because of this love, because of his mercy, because of his tenderness, because of his faithfulness, it's possible that we go and sin no more. It's possible that we are faithful. It's possible that we live in another way because we become one with him. We share in his life, which is a life of love, which is a life of mercy. And so, this gospel invites us to drop the stones. The stone that you want to throw at your husband, let it fall. The stone that you want to throw at your children, let it fall. The stone that you have ready in your hand, ready to throw at your boss, at your coworker, at your neighbor, just let it drop, let it fall. Because we're not without sin. And what we have received is mercy. That the stone wasn't thrown at us, although we deserved it. And so we're not in a position to throw a stone. Even though it's true they broke the law, it's true they were wrong, it's true they weren't living as they were supposed to be living. It's all true. But we're not the one to throw the stone. Because Jesus has mercy also on that person, also on your husband, also on your child, also on your boss, also on your coworker. And so, as we enter into this Eucharist, this spousal love, Jesus Christ is giving himself to us, giving us his body, his blood, loving us with tenderness, with forgiveness, with mercy, so that we can be one with him, so that we can share in this spousal relationship. And being one with him, we can love others as he loves us, with mercy, with tenderness. And so let us enter into this Eucharist out of thanksgiving for the mercy that he has had with us, out of gratitude for his faithfulness with us, and ask him to truly enter into our hearts, to truly dwell inside of us, so that we can love others with the same faithfulness, with the same fidelity, with the same mercy.
Led by the Spirit of our God, we go to fast and pray. With Christ into the wilderness, we join his paschal way. Rend not your garments, rend your hearts, turn back your lives to me. Thus says our kind and gracious God, whose reign